It's all part of God's great plan. So here we are, and as you may have heard, and it's been inferred, I'm going to be a poet. This theme this year is passion and purpose. Passion. Pink, passion. See, the florist got the memo too. There's pink in there. Passion and purpose. And last year, our theme was a new design for living, thinking outside the box, which I think we did rather well. And then this year, because now we've been designing newly and we've been thinking outside the box, what I felt and what kept coming in meditation was that we individually, collectively had to get back in touch with our passion to reveal our purpose, not only as a center, but as each of us individually, and then the collective consciousness of that. And then about, a couple weeks after I had kind of revealed the theme for the 2014, Passion and Purpose, I was online listening to the Deepak Oprah meditations, which I like to do. And their new series is Purpose and Passion. And I went, yeah. Whoa, one mind. Great minds think alike, but I was really stoked by that. Now, clearly, it's the 100th monkey. They probably thought about it before I did, and I caught it in the ethers somewhere. Or maybe they got it from me, I don't know, and I'm happy to share it with them. The whole idea, which really was like, now you know I'm excited, is that if that's what came to me, through me, and that's what we're going to do, and then the gazillion people that are joining Deepak and Oprah with purpose and passion, if we're all coming together in that one mind, oh my goodness, can you imagine, please say yes, can you imagine what we can create? I got a commitment. Amen. Oh, praise the law. Praise the law. Oh my gosh, how many people raised their hands that they were new here today? Because I don't want to scare anybody. Praise the law. I will explain the law as we go through this month, because being January, one of the typical things that most religious science ministers do during January is they review the first 4 chapters of the textbook, which for some people looks like a doorstop, but it's not. It really is quite the rich volume. The first 4 chapters. Well, I decided, being all things new, I'm not sure I really wanted to do that directly. I am obviously going to reference this quite a bit, actually, but not necessarily making it a Sunday school lesson per se of the first chapter, which is the thing itself. And so since I didn't see a whole lot of new hands to religious science, I don't have to say much about the thing itself, is that it's talking about the power, the essence, the quality of God, that which is behind everything else that outpictures in the visible, the first essence, everything that creates from the invisible to the visible. And that if you are new to science of mind, or maybe, just maybe somebody's like surfing the web and they land on YouTube and it's like, well, what is science of mind? I don't know. It is our spiritual psychology. It is a faith. It is a practice. And what we do here is teach you how to embrace it, understand it, and use it to transform your life, to allow yourself that sense of passion, to reveal your purpose so that we can all be here together doing what I believe Spirit intended for us to do. So, today's topic, which is none of those things, by the way, today's topic is, what's new by you? You just completed a whole year. Now, many of us have the wonderful tradition of eating black-eyed peas on New Year's Day. Yeah, besides that. We buy new calendars. We make resolutions. We get into this concept of releasing the old and embracing the new. And what a glorious thing that is. And yet sometimes that can trip us up because we've been doing that for quite a few years, haven't we? Oh, new year, new ideas, new goals, new resolutions. And then you get there and you go, oh yeah, there we are again. I remember that one. And you kind of throw it away. So I'm asking, what's new by you? Because we really are here to understand the newness of who we are, what we are, and how we are, because that is the nature of Spirit. All things are made new. There is nothing static. Nothing is static in the universe. Nothing. Everything is changing. Everything, every molecule. Your thoughts are changing. Your life is changing. And the more that you kind of ease into that idea and flow of it, the more that you can create from that place of passion, meaning the enthusiasm of God. And I know you've heard it before, enthusiasm, en theos. The Latin root word of that is en, of theos, as in theologian or theology, God. So when you are enthused, you're in God. Oh, is that like cool? You are in that idea and experience of the passion of your life, capital L, by being enthusiasted to do and be who you are. That is our natural order. And sometimes, yes, the dust and the grit of our journeys, our individual journeys, the stuff that life throws us, the detours, the bumpy roads, the challenges, the crises, the losses, the sadness, all of that can start to kind of get cloud over a thing, almost like if you're driving through a long trip in the desert and your windshield starts to get all cruddy and it's dirty and bug natted and ooh, yeah. And then you have to use your wipers to clean them. Well, we need to remove the dust and grit of our individual journeys in order to reveal once again our passion and our purpose. So we have an entire year to do that. I don't plan on giving it all to you just today because I have wonderful things to share each week. We have wonderful guests that are coming, wonderful music to infuse and inspire us because we get to do this collectively. I want to grow this. I want to understand our passion and our purpose. In particular, the passion and the purpose of this center. Because I do believe that we have been made new. I do believe that we are at a place and point in time in consciousness as the Chico New Thought Center by which to reveal who are we and why are we here, what are we to do. Now notice, I didn't say how. I do my best to never use the how because it's not up to us how. Truly it isn't. It's up to us to do our work, to tap into our passion and our purpose, to do our spiritual practice, to take classes, to serve and contribute, to be in participation and contribution in our external community and our internal community. And sometimes, or many of the times, we get these ideas, we get these desires, our passions, and these dreams, and we don't know what to do with it. And in fact, one of the reasons I chose this scarf to wear today, besides it had pink in it and green, which should be in every outfit, is that somewhere on here, there it is, wait it. Dream, unspoken or not, are living whispers inside our hearts. Dreams, unspoken or not, are living whispers inside our hearts. And on the other one it says dream. 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 Imagine. We are that idea, remember how you used to daydream as a kid? You would just sit and just think about the things that you wanted to do, the things that you were ready, willing, that was inspiring you. Well, that's what I want us to get in touch with. And it doesn't matter. C.S. Lewis says, you are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream. You are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream. Or redream, reinvigorate a dream that's maybe kind of been dusty on the shelf because of that long journey that we've had when stuff has come onto your windshield. So this year is about us revealing, revitalizing the dreams that are within us, individually as well as collectively. What is it that we are in charge to do as a center? Because we have that. Now, we had different charges along the way since I've been here, and we've met those. We have met those amazingly so. And so now it's like, the now what? There's that moment where the ellipsis, the ... now what? Let's find out. Let's find out. The idea of this whole teaching of religious science is to change your thinking to change your life, based on the fact that nothing is static. So change is the constant in our world. And what I like to do, and what I teach, and what I hope other people get, is that we begin to court change. We begin to seek it out. We begin to initiate the change ourselves rather than have change thrust upon us. And the more that we get flexible and start pumping the iron of change and get really comfortable with the idea of changing our thinking to change our life, changing things, then as change happens, and it does, because life is not static, then we're able to flow with it. You know, I think that's probably where they got that corny thing, which you know is not my favorite phrase, but go with the flow. Well, there's truth to that. Because if you think about the ocean, if you think about the yin-yang symbol, it's about a flow. That's what mindfulness is, to be present and to go with what is coming before you, what there is in front of you, accepting what is. Thank you, Byron Katie. So as we get used to the idea of change, we get a little more flexible and balanced about being in the flow, then we get to continue our spiritual practice to reveal our passion and our purpose. And then we start to dream a new dream or revitalize an old dream. And then we don't have to worry about how, because sometimes our dreams they seem, manageable, possible. And then some of them seem so big that we don't even want to write it down, or we don't tell anyone because we think, oh, it is so big, nobody's going to believe that. How in the world could I ever do this? How will I make that happen? And notice, most of those times we're starting with the sentence, how? And I'm here to remind you, as many teachers do, as Mike Dooley in Thoughts of the Universe says, how is not up to us, that's up to God. What we get to do is get in touch with what starts our engine, what gets us motivated. And then we say, okay, this is what I want. And then we dream big. And then we want to dream bigger. I was listening to an interview I recorded a Super Soul Sunday because I'm usually busy doing Super Soul Sundays here. And so I was watching that, and Oprah was interviewing a very famous, very influential, successful CEO. And he said a bunch of things that I like, but one of them he said, go back to your dreams. Dream, make it a big dream. And then dream bigger. Dream bigger. Bigger. And part of me goes, bigger? Well, yeah. And most of us go, well, yeah, if I could just get this, I'd be happy. No. Let's dream bigger. Let's expand ourselves to the idea of the universe and dream bigger. So whatever little dreams you've had, those are wonderful. Let's feed those and allow yourself something that's bigger. So that those ideas of goals or resolutions, maybe shift it. Maybe it's time for a semantical change. Maybe the semantics of goals and resolutions sounds flat. Maybe that doesn't, turn you on anymore. But when we think about dreams, imagination, vision, just the word vision, isn't that onomatopoeia? Vision. Goal. I have a goal. I have a vision. Seriously, did you not see or feel that? There is a difference in that. Now, for some of you, goal may work. Because a goal, maybe you come from an athletic, goals and all of that. Goals, I have a goal, I'm going to do that 50-yard dash in 20 or something. Whatever your goals might work for you. I'm saying that if you're facing this year and you go, oh, goals, resolutions, and you don't have that foomph, you don't have that about it, then move it to dreams or imagination or vision. We want to use every tool we've got in our repertoire. All of it, whether it's words, whether it's music, whether it's energy, in addition to the spiritual practice that we promote and teach. Go to the vision and the dream. And then what we do, what we talk about, what Jesus talked about in the Bible, is you want to focus on that. You want to praise with elation, as the song said. You want to grow that dream, that goal, that vision. You want to stay with it. You want it to be a part of who you are. And one of the unique things that we do in religious science and that we teach is that you keep everything in the present time. Because we teach and know that all time is now. God is here and now. It's not the someday my prince will come, or princess, equal rights. It's about knowing and accepting and claiming now. 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 So as you're talking, thinking, meditating, writing about your dream or your goal or your vision, know and claim it and accept it now. Now, I'm going to go back to, I have an Uncle Ernie quote. See, this is the new year. It's like I want to cram 365 days into today because you did notice I was excited because it's there again. And there's this power and this passion, this thing that's moving through. And I see it and I'm kind of like out here going, okay, come on. It's going to be great. But then I realize I have to slow down. Not easy. I have to be calm and quiet enough to say, here's what it is. Here's how you might want to do it. Here's how you can join me. So that we get to do this collectively. Because right now I'm just like, I'm running out there. It's so exciting. So I'm coming back. I'm being cool, calm, and collected. And I'm going to ask you a question. No, I'm not. You guys, most of you know me by now. I write things before I come here on a Sunday morning, in addition to quotes that inspire me. I write things, and then I get up here, and it's like, well, yeah, that's really good, but it doesn't match what's going on right now. It's very hard for me to tame myself. So the idea of goals and intentions and resolutions. Well, yes. I want to bring up something practical to support that. We will have in our conscious mind these goals, intentions, ideas, visions, dreams, etc. Then what can happen, and maybe it happened last year, in that old year, remember back then? What can happen is you have these goals, ideas, dreams, and visions, and they're not manifesting. And sometimes you wonder why, because you are doing the things you're supposed to do. And that is because oftentimes there are unconscious beliefs behind, underneath, subconscious, unconscious, that are the roots of your belief system that you got as a child, and they are holding you back because there's some little kid, probably around age 5-ish, within you going, oh, you can't have that, you can't do that, you'll never amount to anything. Why, you come from, poor beginnings, you can't do that, you didn't go to college. You've got some belief system unconsciously, subconsciously, that's basically driving your bus. And you're wanting that bus to drive down. I have a picture of the Muppet bus. It's got rainbows and everything going, and we're driving towards our desired goal, and yet we're going. Those are the unconscious, subconscious beliefs. So, our charge this year is to concurrently feed and fuel those visions, dreams, and goals and desires as the passion and the purpose reveals itself, much like a map. At the same time, we might need an oil change, an oil filter. We might need to fill the tires. And what I mean by that silly metaphor is that if we have unconscious beliefs that are holding us back, where we're stalled, we need to start bringing our attention and prayer work towards those to heal what's underneath so that nothing, no one stands in the way of us moving forward. So now I'll ask the question. I want you to think back, first of all, what was your spirituality before you found religious science? Just for a moment, just think about that. Were you raised a Catholic, a Jewish tradition? Were you an atheist? Did you go to church on Sunday? Just think about your spirituality for a moment. And then I want you to think about what was it that brought you here? What was the that brought you to religious science or to this center? What was it? Think about it. It might have been because your neighbor said, oh, come with me, I'm going to this church and they have really good music and cookies and coffee afterwards and then we'll go shopping. It may have been because you were in pain, emotional, financial, physical pain, and you were at a desperate point and you were looking for something and you said, I'll try anything. Or the flip side of that is that you're this spiritual seeker and you're looking for something, and most of the religious traditions and philosophies and faiths that you were familiar with didn't quite cut it. They were nice and you felt something that was more spirituality than religion, and then you heard about religious science or science of the mind, and you came to a center and you walked in and someone said, there's a power in the universe greater than you are and you can use it. Or change your thinking and change your life. And you went, oh my God, I'm not alone. There are other people who think like I do. And all this time I thought I was weird, different. There's a place where I could be. What was the that brought you to religious science? Just think about that. Because I believe that as you get in touch with that, and then you kind of do, like a cinematic flash forward of why and how you are here today, you're going to have an understanding and a place to return to find that passion and purpose. And even if that passion or that purpose initially was just to heal, just to feel better, just to get out of pain, if that's the case and you're here listening to this, then you already have the tools, you already have the passion, the fire, and some proof that this is what works here. That we have skills and tool sets by which you can use them to change your life, even if right now the changes don't seem quite as strong or as sparkly as they used to. All my tomorrows will be happy and filled with harmonious occupations. I look to the future with great and pleasurable anticipation, knowing it will expand my opportunity for self-expression. I love my past and my future and understand that they are but continuations of the one unbroken change of life. There is no future to be afraid of and no past to bring discord into the present. Science of mind. So I was trying to think about how do I give you an example. People like to hear either personal stories or examples. Well, what do you mean about setting an intention and a goal and out picturing, dreaming big? Well, this past week, I'm a little disoriented on days. It's like, when was the New Year's? Anyway, this past week, there was a wonderful demonstration. Now, y'all know I'm not a sports gal, except baseball. I don't know sports very well, but I am married to a sports guy and a very, very passionate Michigan person. And it appears that this last week, there was a thing called the Rose Bowl or something. I don't know. A bunch of people come together, and they're wearing different colors that they really like. Anyway, Michigan State University was playing the 100th Rose Bowl. And the only thing that I thought was really kind of cool about it was that Vin Scully was the Grand Marshal for the Rose Parade, and he's baseball, so I liked it. But I was watching, but there was a story that is attached with the fact that MSU won. And it's perfect science of mind. The coach, D'Antonio, ooh, I love it. He went to the Rose Bowl long time ago. And he went and walked on the grounds in the stadium, in the field. And he had his daughter use her iPhone and take a movie of him, saying to his team, his players, probably the powers that be in the school, and saying, take a look at where we are. This is where we're going to be. And, she did some sort of panorama of the Rose Bowl, the stadium. Take a look at where we are. This is where we're going to be. Now, if you want to talk about dreaming big, first of all, I know the Rose Bowl is a big thing. I get that. And at that particular time when he shot that movie, before the season had even started, they were like third or fourth. People weren't even considering MSU as a contender, let alone the fact that they won the 100th Rose Bowl. This gentleman had it. He had a vision. He had a dream. He had passion. He had purpose. And he was dreaming big. He wasn't just, we're gonna do well this season. Look around at the Rose Bowl. This is where we're going to be. Now, I already told you I have interesting Southern, traditions about New Year's Day, and one of them is black-eyed peas, which makes no sense, but okay. But the other thing, which I've done all my life as a kid, before I even knew it was metaphysical, is that I was taught that what you do on New Year's Day symbolically represents what you're going to do throughout the year. So every year, as a somewhat grown-up person, I would do things. I would make sure I wrote something. I would sing and dance. I would have something healthy. I would call people I wanted to connect with for, throughout the year. I would do things that symbolically set that intention for the new year. Well, Mr. D'Antonio did the same thing. I don't know if he's a religious scientist. I don't know his spiritual background. What I know is that he had passion and purpose and outpictured that. He dreamt big, and he didn't let anyone stop him, no matter how many games they won or lost, or who suddenly was, thought was going to be the contender. They pulled it out, went to the Rose Bowl, and even pulled it out during that game to win. So those of you who need the vision and the dream, or the goals and the resolution, either way, it's a fabulous story about what is possible when you tap into your passion, your purpose, you dream big, and then you do everything that we talk about here, is you keep focused on it. You speak about it and live it in the present time. You live it, drink it. In our foundations class, many of you have taken the class, we do a vision board towards the end. By the way, those of you who are in foundation class, we meet again Wednesday night. Please bring your vision boards. You put on the vision board pictures from magazines or quotes or things that you want to literally outpicture in your world, so that that vision board represents what you're creating. And then I ask the students to put it in places where you can see it, so that even when you're just walking by, going to get coffee or getting ready to go, you see something, and those pictures that you choose, those words, whether it's an internal picture or it's on your board, those mean something to you. They're going to trigger that feeling of, oh yeah, Rose Bowl. Oh yeah, winner. Oh yeah, we can do this. So you have external things and internal things that are going to support you in outpicturing the life that you want to have. So that's all. Then Reverend Dennis Merritt Jones, you know him, he's been here. He has a newsletter and he does this, and he had a newsletter at the end of the year, and he used a quote from Ernest that I loved. Life is a blackboard upon which we consciously or unconsciously write those messages which govern us. We hold the chalk and the eraser in our hand, but are ignorant of this fact. What we now experience, we need not continue to experience, but the hand which holds the eraser must do its neutralizing work. So that's what I was talking about the unconscious stuff. So we're pretty good at taking, maybe writing on the board, this is my goal, this is my dream, I want to do this and do that. And we wait. And then sometimes what we have to do is erase the little stuff that's in between that says, I can't, I shouldn't, I won't, I'm not worthy, it's not going to happen, that's too big, this is going to cost too much, we can't afford that. How are we going to do that? How can I create that? All that stuff, that's where the eraser comes in. And then after you've erased it and you have more space, you can write bigger. Or you can get colored chalk. You can create that which you wish to create using these principles, using the amazing instrument that you already have called you, your mind, which happens to be the one mind, the mind that you share with the infinite intelligence of the universe. So the same mind that is in you is in D'Antonio, was in Jim Henson, is in Bill Gates, you pick Abraham Lincoln, Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi, Jesus the Christ. Pick someone or someone's, pick people that inspire you. And think about that. And if for one moment, right now, just think of who it is that inspires you, present, past, present, or future. Who inspires you? Who do you think of as like, oh, that person is awesome. That person has it hands down. Whoever that person was that you came up with shares the same one mind you have. There is no separation. That person just didn't let other stuff, the stuff on their windshield wiper, get in the way of their journey with their passion and their purpose. That is so empowering to me to think about that. I have that same resource.
Say that again.
Which part?
The part where you're driving up and you clean the windshield off.
Okay, you're on your journey, right? You're in your car, you've packed it with what you think you need, and you've got your map, and you're driving, and perhaps you get distracted by something in life. You get a phone call, or the kid in the back seat makes a noise, or you miss your turn, and so you're suddenly on a detour, and you don't know where you're going, and now there's dust and dirt, or you're in a storm thing, or you've gone over a bumpy road, and you're not there. So what you need to do is erase. You need to put yourself back on track, look at your map, meaning tap back into your passion and your purpose. What is your original goal, your vision? Get back, clean the windshield so that you can see clearly again. Instead of sitting in the car and saying, well, I was going to somewhere wonderful and fun, but now I can't see where I'm going, and start, grousing about that. And oh my gosh, now it's raining, so now there's mud there. Whoops, here comes a big bug splat. Instead of focusing on that, stop the car. Get centered, become mindful, clean off the windshield, revisit the map, the passion and the purpose that you have and that you are, get back in the car and return. So you are erasing any of the unconscious things. If it were me, one of my unconscious things, if we're using that metaphor, I am geographically dysfunctional. I know I just made an affirmation, I know I'm claiming that, but I bet there's at least 10 people in this room who will go, she is. They know because I've called them. I've called and said, I'm looking at this and I can't figure out how to get somewhere. So I have to erase that And there have been times when I have been physically lost, where I've gone through my mindset of, oh, I don't know how to do this, I'm geographically dysfunctional, my GPS doesn't talk to me, blah, blah, blah. And I have to pull over. I have to stop. I have to erase all of that and go, I know there's a higher order in me. I know something within me either knows how to get where I'm going or knows how to find a way, of a resource to get me there. Does that help? We can do this. We can clean off our windshields. We can erase our blackboards. We can recalibrate our GPSs, our inner GPS as well as our external ones, so that we continue to live from our passion and our purpose in everything that we do. And then we have the people, such as this lovely center, our friends, our prayer partners, our practitioners, our ministers, our buddies, our siblings, the people who will help keep us on track. We have the spiritual practice that will always work, because that always recalibrates everything. Hence all the mindfulness stuff that we talk about. Hence all the brain stuff that we talk about, because that's the whole, see, that to me is where, how much time am I? There's my little clock. I don't want to keep you here for the entire year. I got 51 more weeks to try and make this make sense. See, now I have to get clear here, because it's like I get so excited and I just on the accelerator, and I have to remember, oh, no. There's a reason why I don't like the word speed limit, but there's a reason why you want to match that speed that matches the topography of where you are. In addition to revealing the passion and the purpose, the dreams, the goals, the vision, supporting it with spiritual mind treatment, our practice, our vision boards, our affirmations. Concurrently, some or many of us need to take that or have that eraser velcroed to our hips to erase the unconscious, subconscious beliefs that we can't. It really kind of boils down that we can't. It's usually a fear-based belief. And whenever there's a fear-based belief, what has happened is a clear indicator that we are separate from our knowingness and livingness of the one. So we come to a center like this, we take classes, we do all of this, we listen to Deepak and Oprah, we get thoughts from the universe, we do all of that as ways to keep the windshield clean, to keep the instrument open and receptive, to stay mindful. And that's what this is, and that's what, the thing itself, frankly, the thing that I have about 6 of these, and each one is highlighted in different colors based on the year that I read it again and again and again. And what I'm finding myself drawn to more than the first 4 chapters are actually the stuff in the back. So any of you who haven't picked up your Science of Mind book for a while and you haven't looked, check out the back stuff. It may have off-put you originally because it talks about from the teachings of Jesus, meditations for self-help, but what he does there is explains it. Perhaps he'll take a quote from the Bible, quotes that we're all familiar with, and then he explains it metaphysically, which makes much more sense. And then you can go back to the first 4 chapters, the thing itself, what it is, how to use it, how it works. Sometimes I think he put is it the cart before the horse or the horse before the cart? Thank you. I think that's maybe this year, if you've already read stuff, you're not brand new and you don't want to read the back stuff, the teachings of Jesus, and listen to how part 5, listen to how he translates these things. It starts to make sense. I got to read you one piece from here, page 446. The section is called The Cause of Human Troubles. Don't go there, but that's what it is. So this is just a little piece. I must set myself right with the universe. I must find the way back to the central fire if I am to be warmed. See, there's the poet part. I must find the source, capital S. I must find the source if I am to be supplied. I must be like God if I wish to realize spirit in my life. I must find the source if I wish to be supplied. I must return to the central fire if I wish to be warmed. Well, that sounds pretty passionate to me. And what is the central fire? What is the source? God, one life, the infinite mind, which is why we have these quotes in these classes to allow you to do that. so that you can go about transforming yourself this year. There was a quote from Reverend Doré Jacques Patelin. He's a colleague on the ministers' listserv. I don't know him personally. And he said, "We are here to become consciously one with each other and with God. We are here to heal our belief in separation, which is the root of all error, all disease, war, poverty, and struggle. Heal our belief in separation, that I am separate from God. I'm separate from my good. That's why we're here." And then I started thinking about that, and I thought, what's the name of our center?
Chico New Thought Center for Spiritual Living.
Thank you. What's in the right smack in the middle of that? New thought. New thought. Really? Yes. It was no mistake 4.5 years ago when we did the visioning, and we were still at Lakeside, and we knew we were changing our name because everybody was moving to Centers for Spiritual Living. And we visioned on it, and the name that emerged and that was selected was Chico New Thought Center. If you want to move the part Chico out here and the spiritual living part away, and if you were a camera and you could foomp in on New Thought Center. New Thought Center. Yes, it looks like our lovely building at 14 Hillary Lane. The only New Thought Center there is in the entire universe, 1 verse 1, is right here, right here, right here, right now. That's our name. All we need do is live up to it. And we live up to it by living into it, by being it, by allowing it, by courting it, by dancing and singing with it, and letting it reveal to us, new thought by new thought, who we are, what we're meant to do, and why we are here. Then we get back to the source. Then that's how we're supplied, not just supplied with food and shelter and trinkets and gadgets and stuff, but supplied with ideas, with vision, with goals, with passion, with joy, and with love. Easy peasy. That's what this is all about. And whatever other quotes and things I had here, there. I'll give you one more. I'm going to have you repeat this. This is another Uncle Ernie. This is an affirmation he had. I don't know where I found it in the book. My word dissolves every negative thought or impulse that could throw a shadow over my perfection. So, and I'll give that to you again in a minute. So if you're sitting there and you're putting your vision board together, or you're in meditation and you're having this vision of playing in the Rose Bowl and winning the game, your version of that. And as you do that, the thoughts come up, oh, I'm too old. How am I going to afford to do this? I don't know how to train. I don't even know where the Rose Bowl is. Whatever those negative stuff, because you all, does anyone here not have a committee in the mind that starts talking back at you? Truly? If you are, I do want to meet with you privately. I want to know the secret. Because many times, even with my dreams and visions, it'll come up and I'll be with it for a while. And then, when I least expect it, I'm doing something else, then there'll be a little voice that says, really? You think you can do that? Really? Yeah, I do. And then sometimes, if I'm not mindful, then they start, what's that game called? The Jenga sticks? Is that it? Did you ever play Jenga? Okay, right, Jenga. So there's some sort of sticks and you build something. And then you're supposed to pull out a stick and it's supposed to stay whole. Well, often I've had it happen when I have a vision, a goal, a desire, and I've built it. And I'm doing fine. And then the little voice comes and starts to rattle one of those sticks. How are you going to afford to do that? Do you know how old you are? You don't have a college education. What are they going to say? Who do you think you are? Whump! And then all the sticks. So when that happens, when you start to feel the Jenga sticks rock, and you suddenly become conscious of the fact you've got a negative committee member starting to diss you and to doubt you and to bring up old fears that are subconscious that haven't been healed yet, Ernest says, my word dissolves every negative thought or impulse that could throw a shadow over my perfection. My word. I'll go back to our opening song. Morning has broken fresh from the word. In the beginning was the Word. I can't think of a better way to start a brand new year. So let's pray. Whoa. Okay, practitioners, ministers, join me up here. Come on. I don't want to, I got to share the wealth here. I ask them to come up because I want you to see them. I know I've asked you to close your eyes too, but I want you to know who they are. I want you to know what they stand for. I want you to know who's in service with you and for you. And so we come together in this wholeness, in the one mind. And we stand in this infinite truth of God, knowing all that we are, knowing that we are one with that life, that there is no separation. And today, breathe in the newness right now. Let anything of the words that I've said or what you've heard just dissolve, filter down. Breathe in now. Happy New Year. Happy new month. Happy new day. Happy new hour. Happy new moment. Happy new now. Happy new. Happy. And breathe that in. And just in your mind's eye, just symbolically take one of those big fat erasers and just erase the chalkboard. And know that as you're erasing the chalkboard in the mind, that you are now leaving it open and clear by which that you may write and create or picture those things that your passion and your purpose reveal to you today and throughout this year that you wish to create and contribute and share with the world. And remember, you have the eraser. So if some little snarky little voice within you gets up and starts to write something on the blackboard you don't want, erase it and write over it. And remember that, as Ernest said, your word dissolves every negative thought or impulse that could throw a shadow over your perfection. So now we breathe in that truth, and as we exhale, we release all shadows, all the dust and grit on the windshield. We let it go. You have permission, and you have support because we're doing this together. We have a collective consciousness here now to erase, to clear, to breathe, to be. I am not even going to presume or assume what to add into that for you. For some it may be health, for others it's finance or work or love or all the stuff. We each have our own lists and desires along with our goals and visions and dreams. So I'm not going to put that on there. What I am going to know and affirm is that there is only the one life of God. That is your life, my life, our life now. And that my word dissolves and erases any sense of doubt or fear or separation that keeps me from knowing that and living that, individually and collectively. That this is my new year. And I speak this prayer in the first person so that you can hear it and echo it. This is the year that I have been waiting for. This is the year I've been working towards. This is the year that it reveals, because I'm never too old to have a new dream or to revitalize a former dream. I clear my mind's eyes so that I see with God's eyes, God's vision, my good here and now. It's that simple. I breathe that in. And then as I breathe that in, I begin to feel that enthusiasm and theos of God. I begin to feel and know and accept that, claim that, share that, dance that, sing that, be that. And then I let it sparkle, and then I let my word and my light so shine before men, women, children, and animals that it precedes me wherever I go. So much so that I can always see it for myself if it tends to be cloudy. I just need to look to that new thought center within me And I create a new thought. If I don't like it, I erase it, and I create another new thought. For you are only one thought away from your wholeness, your oneness, your knowing of that truth to be with God. That's all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, life. Thank you, thank yourself quietly in your head right now. Thank you, because you're here. You're still here. You're here today. You're hearing this. You're living this. You're working this. You're being this. Thank you. I thank you for being a part of the greater collective here, for all of us, for the Chico New Thought Center of Spiritual Living, where we live, love, and learn together. So in gratitude now, I just eagerly release this back to Spirit. I turn it back over. I let it be. I know that it is so, and I ask that you join me as we say together, and so it is, and so I am, and so we are. Amen. Thank you.